Hello, welcome to another episode of Sheen Talk. I'm your host, Kimberly Chapman, and we are talking all beauty today. So please help me welcome Samantha Winship. How you doing today, Samantha?
I am doing magnificent. I had a great ride here, and you look amazing. I just had to let you know on camera that you are really looking wonderful.
Thank you. You do too.
Yes, ma'am.
I need you on because you do a lot of natural products.
Yes, ma'am.
What got you into this?
Well, you know what? I really wanted to educate women about natural products, and we're in a time information period. It's so much information out here to absorb, and you really want to educate people about products that they have even around their homes, lavender, essential oils. Some of these things can be used as natural skincare products. Mask, honey is another one that heals skin. It's a natural healing agent. So really giving people an opportunity to kind of take control of their health, their skin, by introducing them back to natural things where we all started, right?
Oh wow! So now, what got you into this? Like it's just rolling right off your tongue. So you've been doing it for some time now.
Yes, ma'am. I've been doing it for a while. I started working in the shop when I was 15 years old. I was taking work study, and I worked in the shop in Chicago, Illinois. And I had a lot of experience with being pretty much self-employed since I was 15.
Wow.
So I was a makeup artist. I shampooed hair. I would pretty much shadow everybody that was in there. It was a full barbershop. It had about 3 or 4 salons in there. I would work Saturday and Sunday. Anytime I could get there, that's where I spent my time at. So I learned about professionalism, sanitation, taking care of your clients, customer service. They really instilled in me skills that kind of led me to where I am today. I'm pretty much a serial entrepreneur now, kind of getting older and coming into really understanding what I do and what my purpose is, because you really never know where life can take you. You just kind of go along with the journey and really follow, what's inside of you, listening to things that people have taught you, and seeing people in my community do so many amazing things, women in my family, and I still see those amazing women today and carry them with me everywhere. So I feel like I'm not one woman. I feel like 100 women sometimes. And I think I saw a lot of that just growing up, and strong women, and it's really something that carries me today and keeps me strong, because you have to be strong doing any of this. It's a lot of hard work. I have to stay focused and kind of, keep a mind on the level of really problem solving and getting through things on a daily basis.
And so you're originally from Chicago?
No, ma'am. I'm actually from Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
I was born in Jamaica, Queens, New York. That's where my father's side of the family is from. So I kind of migrated to Chicago, Illinois. My uncle raised me since I was 13 years old, and that's how I got into Chicago.
Okay.
So,
but we have a makeup artist here today that's from Chicago.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, after the show, maybe we'll introduce you.
No, that would be awesome. I probably follow them on Instagram. A lot of people follow me on Instagram as well, so I'm sure I maybe even know who it is. That would be awesome, right?
Now, how are you planning to change the face of agriculture?
Well, it's really become a mission. I'm sure you kind of read some of the things that I post online, but I really found something that I'm very passionate about. And living in the South again now, it really can be viewed as a negative thing in our culture and our community, farming with the history of it, So for me as a Black woman, mainly as well, I wanted to show other women that they can do it too, So I really have taken upon myself to share it with my family, and I hope that they have an opportunity to share it with their families when they're older. But just really trying to get people back connected to where their food comes from, their history, and reclaiming, really that whole aspect of working hard and being connected to nature is very therapeutic. It's not anything that's negative, and involved in it. It really gives you a lot of lessons that you can take along with you through life, just being outside and planting and growing. It's like so many valuable lessons that I take with me daily, and it helps me get through life because it can get hard for all of us.
That's so true.
But having the opportunity to see these things really helps me to kind of get through it, and you can take it to so many places. So that's a big part of the mission for me.
So now, are you vegan?
You know what? I'm kind of in there, because I'm making changes as I'm going, because you really want to walk the walk and talk the talk, So I'm exploring and I'm learning a lot as I'm going. So I do cut out meat, a lot, and I'm able to kind of challenge myself because it's really about getting creative is what I'm learning. I don't really desire the meat. I desire the flavor.
Yes.
So we do our own seasonings.
Oh, do you?
Yes, we do a lot of seasonings that we create in-house. And we also have the honey. We work with Foods Go Honey. That's a local brand in Winston-Salem. And we actually grow Jamaican Scotch bonnet peppers for them. And they infuse it inside of a honey. So,
oh, really?
Yes.
Does it give it a different flavor?
It really does.
Wow.
It's awesome. I bought you one. I have one in the bag for you.
Good. Yeah, because I'm learning even more too now that food is your medicine, and I am vegan. I've been vegan
that's amazing.
Yeah, I've been vegan for over a year and a half now. So that's why I was asking, because I've and you have to be very careful with being vegan and what you eat and how you eat and understanding the combinations of food and whatnot. So I'm excited to know that there's other strong women who can also help me on my journey. And there have been so many women, but I'm excited about that. I'm excited about you being a beekeeper.
Yes.
Tell our audience about that. That's exciting because I tell you, I've never met an American Black to be a beekeeper. Right.
And when I first went to one of the first classes, just to be honest, I was actually the only Black person that was in the room. And, I really walk in wherever I go with pride because I'm very proud to be a Black woman, and I take that with me everywhere I go. So it really gave me more push to educate other Black women about, getting out and being involved with what's going on in our environment and really being in control of our families, what we eat, self-sufficiency. In times, anything can change, and we all should have a plan towards self-sufficiency, and that includes growing our own foods and being aware with what we're doing with waste. And also, a big part of that is beekeeping, because if we don't have bees, we don't have food.
Yeah.
So, understanding that and really teaching, women for one, but families and children, because if our children if they don't carry that on, we will be in a dire state. So I really love educating people and sharing resources. I'm a very resourceful person. I spend a lot of my time researching and educating myself. And that's another thing that farming and beekeeping gives me, is that quench for learning that I have. I really enjoy learning. So I always consider myself a student with most things that I do. Even doing makeup for 15 years, I still can learn because times change. But, I do have a strong foundation in what I do because I have experience, and that's something that really nobody can take away from you.
That's true.
But you still always want to learn, as you're going. But it's really important to spread that message far and wide. With anybody you can. We give out seeds at the farmers market, and we allow.
Really?
Yes, my son, he's 5, and he has a program. We call him Farmer Boy. That's his name. So if you meet him, then you got to call him Farmer Boy. But he gives out seeds, and it includes the soil. It has the directions, and we just want to encourage families to plant just one seed. One seed. That's all it takes. So spreading that message, is something small, but it really goes a long way. And we have some in his classroom. They even have a gardener position now at the school.
That's awesome.
So just connecting with anybody and everybody that I can. We work with nonprofits. A nonprofit in Winston-Salem, Hope, they help with hunger in Winston-Salem. So we really have a mission of also trying to help people get educated in the community about food deserts and where you can go to get fresh foods and things like that.
Oh, wow. So that's awesome. So now, do you put the suit on and go scrape the honey?
Well, I haven't quite gotten that far yet, but Yes, I will be doing a lot of that, and I'm actually picking up a hive when I get back.
Oh,
So
really?
yes, ma'am. So I'll be out there in the wintertime. The hive is pretty much kind of like isolated. They're not doing too much. They really just keep the queen warm. So
Oh, really?
yes, that's what they do. They actually huddle together,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually even detach their wings and they vibrate, and that's what they do the whole time. Is pretty much keep her warm, and pretty much the queen does nothing but lay eggs. That's her whole entire life. She lays close to nearly 20, I think, to 50,000 eggs during her time period, and she lives the longest. So
wow,
yes, ma'am.
That's all she does is lay
That's
eggs.
all she does. She
And
does
so-
not she does not clean herself. She does not feed herself.
They do everything.
They do everything for her, and they're very clean. They're very clean insects. If something dies, a bee dies, they remove that from the hive. They're very clean in terms of how they handle everything. It's a lot to take in, because when you say busy as a bee, like, you really don't
really
get it.
understand
No,
it.
you
Yeah.
don't understand that. A lot of people don't really get how much they work. They literally work themselves to death when they're like, it's like levels to um the positions that they play in the hive.
Mm-hmm.
So certain positions, like that's their like last position, they pretty much will work until their death.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they work themselves to death. By that time, their wings are tattered. They're like on their last leg.
Whoa, my goodness. So now in the winter, they more or less like keep her warm and hibernate.
Hibernate. Yeah, they're not doing a lot of activity. You don't do a lot in the hive in the wintertime. You'll be going out and checking, because it's a disease that they can get. That it's mites. Mm-hmm. So it's fairly new, but it's something that a lot of beekeepers deal with. So it's really a lot of observing. You have to be a good record keeper and taking notes about everything that's going on. You do feed them, you're feeding them and things like that, but you wouldn't be like, in the springtime just out there kind of every day, checking on things like that. But the first year you actually have bees, you don't even get honey. So this is something, you don't get into beekeeping for honey. So if you're getting into beekeeping for honey, that's the number one, mistake, because it's something that you're going to really have to work at, and you couldn't really consider yourself a master coming in doing it for a year. It's something you're really going to have to work around doing, because it's a bee. You can't really, you could get, it's like kids. One hive can be totally, quiet and just kind of laid back, and then you could get one that's like Wu-Tang Clan, killer bees.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like, I can sit and talk about these bees because, of course, Whole Foods had a like a focus period on bees for a while. Take care of the bees, and then there's the cartoon, the bee cartoon,
right?
So yeah, and I guess people are really paying attention, and teaching the kids early with those cartoons is very important. But I did not realize that they have levels, and they keep the queen warm, and she does nothing.
She does nothing at all but lay eggs, and that she literally, like I said, is thousands of eggs. It's thousands of eggs. So, it's kind of like, it's a good job. And then it's like, I couldn't imagine a life of just having babies and doing nothing.
Else, just having
But it's really interesting. And like I said, you can really apply it to any aspect of life, because in anything you do, you're always going to work hard. You're going to have to work hard with what you're doing. So I can take those same concepts, that I'm learning with nature, and apply them to what I'm doing, and with my life, and kind of stay focused with all of this. So
and being a beekeeper they teach you also to stay in your lane.
Exactly.
Which
because
is very important.
That's important. That's important. You have to know when to stay in your lane. And another thing, like timing, like in the wintertime, that's the time that they, take time. They're staying warm, and, it kind of shows you in your life things might not always go when planned, but look at time, and look what happens when the honey flow is great. You're really reaping the harvest of your hard work. Right. So, anything takes dedication. It takes time. So you don't really want to rush through things, in life. You want to let that time happen naturally. So really seeing things like that, helps me to kind of share messages with other young ladies, and teach them that, take your time, don't rush into things. Even if you start with one product, or, you don't have the camera that you want, build up, build up. So it's really, really an empowering thing to do.
And when you start saying take your time, I was singing in my head the SOS band, baby, you can do it, take your time. You know.
Oh, what you know about that?
Hey, you know I know. I'm old school.
Yes, I love it. We jammed to a lot of that old school on the way here, and I was listening to Nina Simone this morning, so I felt empowered coming in here
this
today.
morning I was listening to Phyllis Hyman.
Oh wow, she has a beautiful voice. She's like a bird almost.
Yes, exactly. So you got me some products here that you produce.
Yes, I produce. I actually do produce a lot of products, and that's
you know what? I'm sorry. I just got to ask you one thing. Does the honey taste different when you take it right out of the
yes. I mean, you know, it's just really, I guess, the experience. That's what I want to say, the experience. And I think everybody should have that experience. And eating a honeycomb, and you know, I go outside now, and before I would never just go and pick a radish out and just eat it. And it's edible flowers as well, Miss Chapman. We got to get you on some edible flowers. We need to have you that bougie. She has to have some edible flowers. Yes.
I like that.
I'm like, when I see edible flowers, doesn't it just warm you up? And as a vegan, I'm sure you know about seeing the colors in your food and everything is alive and how happy you feel when you eat it. But I did bring you a nice gift bag here. And these are just some of the things that we do. And we do all of this as a family. It's important for me to teach my kids about working together and also about creating something out of, you know, a seed. A lot of these things came from seeds. We grow them. But I got you a heart chakra tea blend.
All right.
Yes, Miss Chapman, we got to get you right when you're talking on the show so you can be able to... Your heart, your throat chakra is ready to speak, and you are assertive and ready. So
that's awesome
for you.
So this will help my throat.
Yes, ma'am.
It's amazing. It's amazing because I've been having issues with my throat. Believe it or not, I just went to the. Well, everybody been pushing me to go to see a doctor. I tried to stay away from the doctor, so I finally went, and so I'm just waiting for results. But this is my result.
That is your results, and I'm really like a community medicine woman. A lot of people come to me when they're sick. And I really never thought my life will kind of be on that path, you know. But a lot of people come and they're calling me. I feel like I'm an on-call doctor a lot of times. Like, you know, people are like, I got a cold, my stomach's hurting, I got an ache. So this is a respiratory tea, and this is made with the mullein leaf, and it's actually awesome for cleansing your lungs. And even people who suffer from asthma or breathing issues, which we all do in this time, and so many environmental things that we're breathing in, products and things like this. So this is a natural way to cleanse your lungs. It was used in Native American cultures. It is very, very tried and true. So that's something that I like to give a lot of people who are suffering from asthma and breathing issues and who use inhalers or take prescription medications for some of those symptoms. So you can use that daily, you know, if needed, and it definitely helps to eliminate some of those problems. Okay,
I'm a tea person, so from now on, my tea cabinet will be filled with your teas. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. I am a tea person.
So, well, we have some honey to go with your tea because you got to do honey. So this is the bourbon infused honey here. It's a bourbon infused honey, and it's awesome. Food's Gold honey. And
how'd you give it its name?
Well, actually, that's the brand that I work with. Yes, ma'am. So they produce the honey, and I produce some of the ingredients for the honey that they have. So this one is the Jamaican Scotch bonnet honey. And it has the Scotch bonnets that I grew, all natural growing, no pesticides, organic growing. So they source locally grown ingredients for their honey to infuse them with. So, yes.
So now it's okay to, because everybody's saying stay away from sweets, but honey and sugar are different.
It's different, right? This is a natural sweetener, so that is very different from it's very different from, you know, just eating raw cane white sugar. For one, you know, the sugar is bleached, so you know that's a lot of chemical reaction alone, but sugar is just not good for any of us. You know, it's something that we should try to limit ourselves. And of course, none of us are perfect. It's just about, you know, trying to do moderation with things like sugar. So,
but you know, I'm gonna tell you, I think everybody's perfect.
I really. We are. We're perfect in our own. You're actually very right about that. We are definitely are perfect in our own way. So we do hand dip incense, which are just really popular. People love the incense. And this is something I do with my 16-year-old son, trying to teach him about entrepreneurship. And he has these in about 7 local stores throughout Winston-Salem, and people order them online, and they love them. You know, burning something in your home is a spiritual thing.
Right.
So, you know, really, it really should be done like this, and not such a commercialized thing that you buy, you know, from a big retail store. So it really kind of has a spiritual connection in a sense, like smudging is you cleansing your space when you're doing it. So we mix the scents as a family, and they're hand dipped, they're hand dried. He hand packs all of this. So he really puts a lot into creating everything.
Okay. And so smudging, you have the sage too?
Yes, ma'am, I grow that.
Oh.
And I hand wrap those as well.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be on your website all the time.
Check it out. Check it out.
I'm gonna be your best.
I hope everyone checks it out.
Oh my gosh, I got so many.
It's a little other
what's
treats
that?
in it. This is an infused oil. It's infused with floral, hibiscus. I actually do a slow process of infusing that. It's infused for like a day on 120 degrees, and it just kind of extracts all of the natural elements of each flower in it, and it creates a beautiful oil that you can use on your hair, your body, your nails, your lips. So it's really, really a special combination.
Okay, so I can use it anywhere I want to.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to use it. I'm an oil person. So you got all oils?
Yes. I extract oils. Normally I do them around a full moon, so I like everything to be charged and with the best energy. Like, I put a lot into it. I read the Farmer's Almanac. I follow the phases of the moon, and I do certain products during those periods of time.
So you into astrology?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's the fire tonic?
The fire tonic is a wellness tonic, and it's just like if you were drinking like the activated, the organic vinegar, and it actually helps to balance the pH in your body. But this is infused with 15 or so different medicinal herbs, so it really just kind of knocks out any and everything. But it's spicy, so you only need a small amount of that when you take it. But it's awesome for anything, any type of problem you're having, especially in the stomach, because the stomach can be an indicator of many diseases. So this kind of helps with a lot of that as well.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to come back. Everybody, I have been so infused with Miss Samantha. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Sheen Talk. It has been an amazing interview with Samantha Winship. She will definitely be back. Please go to her website. What's your website?
It's www.motherfinesturbanfarms.com and www.ivivcosmetics.com.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.